All right, today is June 19th, 2020. Today's video is going to be about setting Zoom appointments for ANU. We also have Brittany here with us today, so she will probably chime in from time to time to go over some other additional information about this. The first thing we're going to talk about is your login information. What you should have done by now is you should have installed the Zoom app on your computer. This process only works with the Zoom app. You cannot do it through the web browser, so make sure you have your Zoom app installed on your computer, whether it be a Mac or a PC. Okay, the first thing we're going to go over here is which login information you are going to use. ANU has purchased three login information for Chat Drive. And because you cannot be logged into two different devices at the same time with one login, we have distributed the login information per chatter by their schedule. Okay, so it's in the predefined content. It's right up at the top. Because I am Mikey, I'm going to log into mine.
If you're covering for someone on their shift, you'll use the login that they would use during their shift or their designated login.
When you first log in, it should bring you straight to this home page. Okay? What you'll want to do, you want to go to the chat icon at the top. Okay? And it does default the first time you log in to your name and your profile space right here. You'll want to go to recent chats, which is labeled Chat Drive plus Quick Response Team, Live Prospective Students. Okay? It's very important you do not hold personal conversations with fellow chatters in this chat, because all of the admissions representatives as well as the president of the school are in this chat. And if any conversations happened while you were not logged in, they will still show up. So you have to make sure that the correspondence in this chat is only about the information we are about to show you. Okay? Okay, so we're going to do a test run right here. I kind of already did it. We had a little bit of technical difficulties in our previous video, so we're reshooting it. So how ANU works, it's just like any other chat we do. Okay? We find out the program the student wants. We find out their educational background. We get their contact information.
We're going to assume that they want to study online. ANU is focusing their presence as an education provider with an online learning format. They do have ground campus locations where students can take medical assisting, and their single nursing program that they offer for an associate's degree is only available at Pikeville, so we'll just automatically assume most want to attend online.
And even if someone does want to physically attend a campus, especially with the virus situation going on right now, they're doing all virtual appointments. As things change in the future, it's just business as usual. Just so you know, we have informed the team that we are doing a test video and training video for the staff today. So Brittany is on another account right now, and she will be acting as an admissions representative in this chat group. But typically you're going to be hearing from one of the admissions representatives. There's two right here, Becky and Morgan. There's a couple others. Okay? For them on their end, it is a first come, first served basis. So when we say, I got a person ready for a Zoom meeting, the first person to jump on it to create a meeting link gets it.
They do have one designated admissions representative who will be handling international inquiries. In the event that someone has shared with you that they're an international student, you'll want to note that in this conversation when you pass to do the Zoom meeting.
All right, so we're going to do this again. Have John give his information again. So again, this is after we've gotten John's contact information, which is normal up to that point. Once we get that contact information, we'll say, we'll ask them if they would be available for a Zoom meeting with admissions right now. That's only when it's going to fall under the admissions hours, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay? So John will say, yes, that's great. Okay, we'll say, one moment while I get the link for you. Let them know, because they might think that it's coming in a different direction. All right, so now we go to our meeting here in Zoom. Say, okay, so we'll wait for a meeting link. Okay, so we'll grab the link.
Their quick response team has been informed that they need to keep their Zoom chat open so that they're available to quickly take chats. There's a 15-minute window between the time a chat ends and we send a link that they want us to connect, which is kind of funny because if we're sending a link with them initially, I'll handle Susan, then we should be fine within that window.
So we have provided the link. We let John know that he'll be meeting with Susan. Okay. Once that's done, it's passed off. It's also good to let them know this way they know that there is not a downtime. You wait for their Zoom link, you provide the link, then let them know that John has received the link.
Actually, Susan came in, and it was kind of a happy accident. That was not Mikey or myself. Susan is a live representative with ANU, so you'll see a response just the way that played out.
Okay? All right. Once John has the link, we do not hold on to the dead chat, okay? Because John is at the point, because once he gets that link, it starts prompting him or her to start their Zoom meeting, okay? I would say give it maybe at least a 3-minute window after providing the link, because sometimes people like to walk away from their computer, so just make sure that they've had enough time to click on that link. And then once it is, you can end the chat. Then we submit like we normally do. Okay, so we are going to discuss the appointment hours and off hours. Because they are East Coast based, because they're East Coast based and they have particular hours of when their admissions team is available for a Zoom meeting, it has already been calculated for you. So During the spring and fall, when there's a 3-hour difference between our hours here in Arizona of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. is when we go to the Zoom meeting. In the fall and spring, or fall to spring, it's a 2-hour difference. Our time, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's also this link for the time zones. So you can see what time it is here versus there. Because their hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Okay? But we've made it a little bit easier so it's less confusing for us that our time, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you're on during these hours, then you go to Zoom to schedule for a Zoom meeting. If not, then we set it up as a callback. And when you, like we do with our current virtual appointments on our other clients, we ask them for a general time that they'd be good. Since we do know that on the East Coast time, their hours are between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., you'd ask them, okay? So if we're off hours, we ask them that. Okay, and let's say John says, 4 p.m. would be best. Then we submit it into our form like that.
Their JAP form is a little different than what we've seen with some of the others. The way that they want to handle international inquiries, they have a designated admissions representative, Amina, who will be answering that. So there's a specific field, international student, yes or no. Most often it will be no. However, it could be yes. In this case, we're going to say John is not international, so we'll hit that as no. After hours or next day follow-up. This means that they're not available. We're not connecting them immediately through a Zoom meeting. This is for 4 p.m. tomorrow, so we're going to say yes. How you answer these two questions is going to designate how this form is sent and who receives the form. We're still doing with John a virtual appointment. It's scheduled for 4 o'clock the next day, so we'll fill that out as we normally would. They're Monday through Friday. Since today is Friday, we'll just, for demonstration purposes, assume that it's Monday automatically.
Aaron, if you're watching this, because they do not have admissions representatives in on Saturday and Sunday, this isn't going to affect you working during the weekend, unless in the event that you cover for someone during the week.
I don't know what we
It
need.
is Jay Smith. It doesn't matter.
That's odd. Why is that doing that?
Guess we gotta fix that.
Alright, well, I'll be looking at that. Just a little note there that once again, not able to have a Zoom call right now. If there's extra Zoom notes that you want to include, ideally here, in the event that you were able to schedule a live Zoom meeting, you'll put the Zoom note, you'll copy and paste from the Zoom chat and input any little information there. Send the transcript. So, once again, if available, which in this case it's not, the link for the meeting would go here. And the chat transcript as normal. And submit the form.
Okay. I know it's a little bit different than what we've done before, but we felt a little bit more comfortable, by we, I mean Brittany and myself, once we really saw that it's really not that involved. In the event, we asked John, are you available for a meeting right now? And he says no, then it's just a regular follow-up.
Right, we'll put it in as a virtual appointment. We'll try to set a virtual Zoom appointment because that's going to be the priority, is getting them connected through Zoom. For the next time he might be available, that's within their hours. If he's not available then, we'll go ahead and just, okay, well, we'll have admissions reach out to you and try to get a general idea of when might be best to contact, just so that it kind of helps their team get in contact with him once more. Can you pull back up the Zoom chat, please? One more thing that I want to add that we want to send in this example. When we're saying, hey, we have John available who wants to speak with someone, please prepare a meeting link for us. I'd also like you to send John's contact information, so that includes first and last name, phone number, email, as well as the program that he's interested in. That way we're sure that they're receiving the contact information. Should something happen in Zoom, they have that immediately to refer back to and to reach out to John with.
All right. We just talked with Chuck, the president of the school, and this might actually happen quite often with these Zoom meetings. Let's say it's 7 a.m. our time, so 10 a.m. their time. We ask a person if they want a Zoom meeting right now, and they say, I'm not currently available, but I am available later today at 3 p.m., for example. If that's the case, we still go to this group chat and we say, just going to make sure they know it's for the video. Okay, and then they'll provide you that link, which is a scheduled meeting, so that link will be active at that time. So that person will still have that link. And we just have to let John know this link will be this. Here's the link to your scheduled meeting at 3 p.m.
Now, what do you do, Mikey Jones, if they want 3 p.m. but tomorrow?
Okay, if it's 3 p.m. for tomorrow, let me use Chuck's words exactly. We want to do next day after 10 a.m., okay, which is the typical virtual appointment scheduling like we discussed previously. Brittany has some things she wants to go over.
One of the ways that the school wants us to help regarding their customer service-based chats is to push links. I've just put links as a private or individual response rather. So you'll see payments, click here, transcripts, click here. Everything is coded. So when you click it over, it's going to just have the information here. So if someone has a question on making payments, we're just going to send them payments. So we'll get rid of everything else. And only send payments. How do I scroll? It's not letting me scroll.
2 fingers.
Oh, right. Notice there was a housing link, but there's nothing in housing. Transcripts, however, it does have the link. So always check the links list as well. Send me if you notice where the links are missing, if there's an independent entry, such as the housing one, and I'll add that in just to make it easier. When building it out, we had to keep it simple and just do a long list of just the links initially.
All right, I think that should be able to get us started with ANU. Things may change. There may be additional videos for this, but I think this will get us started. Let us know if you have any questions.